Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, just one line. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome once more to Vampire Requiem, a Requiem for London. And the Requiem we are following tonight is that of Victor Mantus, steadfast patriot of Invictus, of a not yet of a house, but no doubt climbing the ladder to become one, to become part of one. Maybe become one if he's extremely lucky. And tonight, Mr. Mantis, you have been invited to meet with, well, an old acquaintance of your sire's. A person who invited you here, who wished to open the gates of opportunity to you, a place to make your own, to climb the ladder of the Invictus, to climb the mountain that is this covenant. And what better place to do it in London, they said. You've been invited to a casino. It is on the edge of Westminster. Place on the up and up. Has been doing quite well for itself for a couple decades now. It's gone a bit stagnant though. Hasn't really, as a business, expanded much in recent years, despite its success. There's been a few questions as to why that is, but you have been invited to this casino. Decently large, a couple floors to it.
Yeah, I'll dress up and head over. Must be prompt.
Yes. The name of the casino itself is simply called the Vertex Casino. It's quite classy. Like a lot of casinos, kind of functions as a club as well as a casino. There's a lot of on a lot of the solitaire games. There's also like large overhanging TV showing various sporting events. Surprisingly Americanized. A lot of foreign sports on. Yeah. And it's quite spacious. Security presence is fairly light though. There's people here and there. It's sufficient. But not quite as significant, hardly significant as the Elysiums you've been at. With guards carrying concealed carries, professionally trained personnel. Not really that sort of level of security and expertise.
Understood.
The place is doing quite well for itself. A little bit quieter because it's in winter, this time of year. It's cold out, weather's dreary. Generally get a few less people. Though the people that do show up are gambling a lot more of their money. But in one of in the VIP sector, it's an open space. All you need to do is give your name before the guard. You see the woman there you're supposed to meet. Just sitting there with a couple of patrons. You seem very much enamored by her.
I'll give my name to the guard.
Your host is wearing a long black. Oh, pardon.
I said, "Ooh, she's prettyful."
Yeah, long black dress. The cut that shows off her right leg, and kind of. It's cut red hair, has two strands that go down to neck length, and a ponytail that again goes down to the lower end of her neck. She stands up. She just cuts off whatever conversation she's having with her patrons, kind of almost as if she's done with this entire conversation, and whatever they had to say no longer matters to her. And she perks up and begins striding towards you.
Smile.
Oh, Victor, it's so good to see you again. I'm so glad to see that you've taken on my invitation.
Of course, I would. There's very little that could keep me away.
I'm sorry I didn't meet you at the airport. How have you been finding London?
Hospitable enough. The atmosphere is tense, but other than that, not too bad.
I assume you've been spending some time around the Carthians then, if that's the case.
I've met a couple, and I don't intentionally spend large amounts of time around them.
I tend to find it's everybody else who considers the city to be tense. I find it quite relaxing for the most part. Although nothing is perfect and this city has its issues. But it is a great place for someone like yourself to build an empire for himself. It's what I myself did many decades ago.
That's a hope. I got the hotel approved and up and running.
Yes, so I heard. I hope you wouldn't mind my humble self requesting a premiere seat at opening night.
Of course. Yeah, that wouldn't. That should go without saying.
Delightful.
Smile.
Any excuse to spend more time with you, I'll take.
I feel the same. Well, your business looks like it's doing well. You like it here? You like it?
It suits my needs, but not necessarily my desires.
Understood.
How about yourself? I was surprised to hear you got your hotel up and running so quickly. It often requires going through a significant heap of red tape, if that.
No, I got myself into the pocket of a local elder to get it done quickly.
Victor, you know better than that.
Yeah, but sometimes that's just something that has to be done.
And again, I suppose I can't blame you. Shade has a monopoly on this scene. It's rather overbearing, if I do say so myself. That is just me.
She feels she got the upper hand in her deal, and that's fine.
I hope you prove her wrong.
I had good teachers, so I'm sure I will.
Speaking of teachers, it's one of the reasons I wanted to meet you, to discuss that. Your sire left you in my care, so
Indeed.
I wouldn't want to betray that trust. It's something I take quite seriously. I must say, now I regret not meeting you at the airport, as I could have warned you of dealing with Miss Shade, but that is blood under the bridge.
I've not found myself to regret it yet, so hopefully we can keep that the way of things.
She is quite particular in how she exacts her debts.
Understood.
And by particular, I mean quite, how to put it, subversive. You will be given a task, I believe, which will appear mundane, but will be far more than what you would normally expect it to be. It is how she operates, much like how many Maquette do within this city.
Understood.
Cloak and dagger, it's the way things work. Again, personally, not really to my tastes. I very much like being out in the open, but
I agree. But that seems to be the way of London.
Yes, didn't used to be like that. Used to be far more honest, far more authoritative, far more assertive, far more dignified. I must say, it's quite worrying when I find myself relating to the Carthians.
Yeah, I've noticed that from others in the Invictus in the city.
Which ones? I've heard of a certain troublemaker running their mouths.
Well, I think she's less of a troublemaker. She just, I don't know. She seems troubled more than anything else.
It's no excuse. Most kindred are troubled in one way or another. But
it's an excuse. It's not a good excuse.
Yes, there are few, if any, worthy excuses for an Invictus.
Well, we have a very specific way to do the things.
It is why we are who we are, but
That's why we're
I'm
better than
preaching.
most.
Yes, I'm very much preaching to the choir. Well, I do. Despite the fact, in spite of the environment I surround myself in, I do like to consider myself quite generous. I managed to warn her of her recent actions. They may attract very scrupulous attention from the powers that be.
Hmm.
Airing Invictus's dirty laundry is not something that is looked well upon.
Oh yeah, that's. Yeah, no, I would never even consider doing that.
Every covenant has their feuds, their hang-ups. I have mine. I do not air them publicly. Everyone you see here is very much in the know, or very much under control. She kind of grazes the face of a young-looking gentleman. In many ways, or a resemblance of yourself, although not quite as darling to
Right.
some not quite as darling, not quite as handsome, not quite as beatific.
Right.
He just kind of goes with it. There's a sort of glazed look in his eyes, sort of entrancement in him. It's quite recognizable if you spent any time around a Deva.
Mm-hmm. It's the stuff I'm learning how to do.
Is there anything you need? Has Shade called in her debt with you yet?
Not yet. I feel as if it'll be sometime soon, though.
No doubt.
Got to make sure I stay alive long enough to collect. So.
She has a lot of connections around the city. She'll probably give you something related to that. I know it's what she's had me doing for the past 20 years.
Understood.
What else have you gotten up to other than sleeping with the enemy? She
Let's
kind of gives
see.
you a cheeky side.
I've met with the prince. I've met with the seneschal. There's this carnival up to the north.
Oh, in Camden, yes, the Cirque du Macabre.
Yeah, they're interesting. Their doctor, I like. There's a doctor that works for them that works with the animals, a vet. That's pretty. I like the doctor.
I don't know much of them other than the one who runs the whole place. Mr. Likes to tailor himself for ringmaster, from what I hear.
Yeah,
Curious little man.
he's entertaining. He's not been bad to me.
Not that you know.
Not that I know. Yeah, that's true.
He's a diva like us. Well, like me.
Yes.
Ah.
Oh, I've met this.
You
There's
know
a lot of
how
gangrel.
gangrel.
Yes, I know. I'm a gangrel. Not perfect, but working towards it.
I regret it every night. You know.
I'm aware. But I'm here now, and we're together. We're in the same covenant.
More than most could ask for, I suppose.
Indeed. I count myself blessed. No, but I have the hotel. I've been really working hard at that, getting certain plans I want done. It's in there, getting everything renovated that needs renovated. I want to have a big grand opening when it's ready, and of course, send out the invitations to all the important people. I'll smile at her.
You may need a bit of publicity. I could help with that.
Yeah.
I have a bit of. Well, I have a bit of goodwill to burn. If you want, if you'd like.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
You wouldn't mind if I opened up a little branch in your hotel?
I don't mind. Not at all.
That's what I like about you. You're very to the point.
Yeah, there's no.
Very direct. I like it.
Yeah, it's I'm sure it's a blessing and a curse because it's going to bite me in the butt one of these days.
On the contrary, I think your directness and honesty can be quite the virtue.
I like it.
I suppose it's why your sire liked you.
I don't delude myself. I'm 98% sure my sire liked me because I'm pretty.
I mean,
I'm pretty sure the only reason, and maybe that, the rivalries that we get with even the people that we consider friends.
it certainly helps. She just kind of runs her kind of hand down your shirt briefly.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody expects the Invictus in this city to deal in half truths and riddles and enigmas and hidden strings. You would make a refreshing change of pace for them, I think. For the city.
I hope so.
I think you would. It's a shame you've already become entangled in elder politics, but I suppose it was always inevitable. No matter where one goes, the reach of kindred kind is long.
Indeed.
A shame I had to be shade.
And fortunately, with what I wanted to do, I don't think there's anybody else that would have. It would either be dealing with her or be rivaling her, and I don't know if which is the smarter way to go about it. I prefer her believing that I'm underfoot.
Competition is good for business. One could argue it makes a business. Personally, I think Shade's getting a bit slow. But that's just a humble opinion of one of her many debtors and servants.
Well, I value your opinion more than most. So.
I very much hope you do. I basically bought you your ticket after all.
Heck yeah.
After all, if you want, I can always buy a plane ticket back to your sire. It's no problem.
No, I would much rather stay here. I like being here with you.
Oh,
My sire is pleasant enough, but I'd rather be here.
you're sweet.
I have my moments.
Well, I, for one, am looking very, very forward to working with you more. She says as your phone begins to go off.
That's my what? Phone? Oh, I'll look at it. What? Excuse me, please. And my apologies. And I'll. This is Victor. What can I do for you?
Ah, Mr. Mantis. Good to hear from you. How was your evening?
It's very well, thank you. How was yours? Well, with whom am I speaking? I'm sorry.
Miss Shade. I thought you'd have
Oh,
remembered
hey.
me.
No, I do. I just have never spoken with you over the phone.
Hmm.
Technology can distort things like voices.
Well, expect to be dealing with me over the phone and in general much more in the future, my dear.
Oh, of course. What can I do for you, Miss Shade?
Ah,
I'll say Miss
well,
Shade loud enough and kind of roll my eyes at at Blair.
Blair ends up walking up to you and just kind of like leans in to listen into the conversation.
Right.
You see, I've held up my end of the bargain. Your
You did.
hotel is ready to open whenever you wish. If I do say so
You.
myself, I think it looks quite remarkable. A fine addition to the London market.
I'm very pleased with this. I appreciate the work that you did for it.
As I would expect you to be. But now it is time to hold up your end of the bargain, my dear. It's just a little thing, of course.
Okay.
Monthly debts and all, I'll hardly be hiring you out to commit some grievous sin on my behalf. After all, I'm not classless. Blair kind of mouths. She absolutely is classless. Doesn't say it.
What do you
She
need me
actually
to do,
frowns
Miss
upon
Shade?
hearing that. She looks quite annoyed and aggravated. All I wish you to do is to deliver something of import to me.
Okay.
Nothing of particular note, but it does require a semblance of tact. And you are a man that I recognize has a great deal of tact. You Invictus are known for keeping your words and honouring your dealings, and there's something I very much respect.
Indeed. What is it that you need?
There'll be a elderly-looking gentleman outside of the casino you're visiting. Just have a word with him. He'll give you what you need.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I cannot trust him to deliver it for me. Otherwise, I would have. Well, I suppose you could say I would have been far less generous.
Understood.
That is all. But please, call me back once you've completed the task, and naturally, I expect you to exercise subtlety in this task.
Of course.
I would request you do not open the contents. I would be quite, how to put it? Oh, as I just said, quite classless.
Understood. I have no intention of doing such a thing.
Of course. I'd expect nothing less of a man as well dressed as yourself.
Is there anything else that I can do for you?
There is always more you can do for me, but we will get to that another night. I hope your evening remains a pleasant one, Mr. Mantis. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Thank you for calling. And hang up. I just look at her. I don't say anything. Well, the sooner I do this task, the sooner I'm done with it.
I would love to know what she has in all those letters. She once had me acting as her errand girl for 5 years straight. Now
It
she
would be
has
her
me get
decision.
up. Now she just has me handing her the money.
Yeah.
In a sense, I feel rather insulted. It's almost like she's lost interest in me.
I doubt that's possible of anybody.
Anybody with an inkling of sense, at least.
Would it offend you if I went and took care of this situation?
You know how difficult it is for you to offend me, Victor.
Well, I know, but I'm still going to ask because I don't want you to ever think you're taken for granted.
She silently takes the compliment.
All right.
If she could blush, she would.
He will do the whole gentlemanly, take her hand, give it a good kiss, and with your leave, then I will go accomplish my task and talk to you hopefully soon.
Not just yet. As much
okay.
as. Although I do revel in keeping you from the undignified tasks of our illustrious keeper, I do wish to give you something. Usually these errands are quite simple, although they are you have to jump through many hoops. I have had a few occasions in my time where they got violent.
Understood.
A lot of people seem to have an interest in what she sends to people and where she sends them to. And sometimes those people catch on. And sometimes I believe it's because she lets them.
Oh. Great.
Now, I have no evidence of that, of course, but it wouldn't surprise me if the leaked information just happened to come from the source which sent the courier on their very way. So, if you would just like to follow me.
I will follow her.
She'll follow you out of the VIP area into the storage room. She there are a few. It's general, just like mundane stockroom equipment, janitorial equipment, that sort of thing. Stock for the casino. There's a large box, not quite as large as a crate. There's two clips. She opens it. quite difficult to come by things such as this in London, given our very strenuous gun laws. When the box opens, you basically have a 9mm and about 3 magazines for it.
Oh. Well, thank you.
Very hard to get a hold of these things. I have one for myself. Kept a spare few on hand just in case the worst happened. Usually everybody in the Invictus is to rely on Gauntlet for equipment such as this. Even I do sometimes, to this very night. Very powerful. But I don't want you to become more entangled in kindred politics in your DR, at least not until you find your footing.
Okay. I appreciate it. I will, go through the typical, check if there's one in the chamber, kind of all that stuff. And
yeah, has a suppressor with it as well.
Okay.
Which is a piece of equipment. Basically takes one away from the gun's damage, but gives you additional dice to actually hit with it. Also makes it much more difficult to locate the weapon when shots are fired in the middle of London.
Right.
Yeah. Well, that is what I really have to offer you. I would give you a map and a compass, but Google exists.
No, I'll be fine with that. Thank you, though.
Take care of yourself.
Take care of yourself.
Thank you. But those that do go after what she has, I suppose the best way of emphasizing it would be to recall the time my car got overturned by a dump truck.
I would hope that doesn't happen. I like my car.
And men with rifles started jumping out the boot.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate too.
I'm sure it won't be that severe for you. But there are those in and outside of our covenant who would be more than happy to kill for the information contained within what she'll be giving you.
Understood.
So keep an eye out.
I will always do my best.
Oh, as a matter of fact, I lied. She'll give you some car keys.
Okay.
Once you take the letter from whoever you're supposed to get it from, head back into the casino and head out the back. Use my vehicle. That's all I've got for you. I wish you well.
Okay. Thank you.
Be careful out there.
I always am. And her knowing him at all, he's very rarely careful. That's one of his problems.
Victor?
Yes?
Be careful.
I will do my best. He's sincere when he says it.
She'll she'll give you a little kiss on the cheek and see you off.
I'll head out the back like I was instructed.
I head out the front first.
Or head out the front.
Because that's
because the old guy's out there.
Pick up what you're actually in.
Yeah.
There's an old gentleman waiting outside the car. He sat on a bench.
I'll walk over to the old gentleman. Nice evening.
Very pleasant. Very pleasant evening. Just smokes a cigarette. Biting cold, wouldn't you say?
It's a shade cold out, yes.
Well, I suppose I should get in then, man my age. Liable to fall on his arse in this weather.
You should be careful.
Oh, men like me never are. We did death of us. Well, he speaks in a very sort of eccentric tone, almost like borderline Edwardian. Well, it was a pleasure to make your acquaintance. I shall be on my way.
Would you like help up?
Oh, you're such a Samaritan. Kind of like you're rare these days. Bloody millennials.
I'll hold out my hand to help him up.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Can make a quick wits composure check.
Two successes.
Okay. As you lift him up, he slips something into your pocket. Looks like a letter. The old man grabs to his walking stick, and when he's lifted up, he says, "Right, well, farewell, fine gentleman. It was a pleasure to meet you. Absolute pleasure.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
So rare to meet kind strangers these days." He smiles and begins walking away. You notice he's doing so in quite a bit of haste. Like he's walking, but it's quite a brisk walk for a man his age.
Right. I will... Wait, he's heading into the casino?
No, he begins walking away from the casino. He begins walking to a pedestrian crossing and crosses the road and begins heading down the street.
I'm going to head back into the casino.
Okay.
And then go out the back way.
All right.
I'm going to look the address on the envelope.
There actually is. Let me look it up for you. Because London is bloody big and I can't remember all locales.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I don't know anything about it, so hey.
So it's less of an address per se. It more directs you to a drop off. It gives you a street name and a building name. and then basically says, first dumpster in the left alley. So
Okay.
it's directing you towards a drop-off, not an address in particular. The location is the west side of Wandsworth.
West side of Wandsworth. Okay.
You want to roll me intelligence politics real quick?
That would be, if I recall, isn't that the Gangrels area?
No, you don't need to roll at all. Yes, it is.
Oh, okay.
An interesting thing to note about the letter, though, is that
There's a strange ticking coming from it. Boom! Oh, crap.
no, it has the stamp, or rather the seal, is has the not the stamp, the seal is that of the Maquette symbol, Maquette clan symbol.
Okay.
But yes. So,
I'll start driving.
let's start driving. You begin making your way towards Wandsworth. Now, this isn't the furthest. This is hardly the longest distance from Westminster. Far from it, actually. But as with all things traffic related in London, it is a task making your way through. Traffic is slow. Getting from one borough to another can take well over an hour, even more, depending on the traffic. And it's not even a considerable distance.
Understood.
You begin to make your way through Westminster into Pimlico, heading through Chelsea towards Battersea Park, across the bridge, over the River Thames. As you cross over into Battersea and begin to head your way through, would you like to make me a wits drive check, please?
Sure. Nope.
Okay. So you continue your way through Battersea, making your way along the 3205. Heading to just down to Wandsworth Common on the A214. Through Earlsfield and briefly out of the domain of Wandsworth, or the borough of Wandsworth, and heading towards Wimbledon. So at this point, as you hit a dearth in traffic and everything seems to clear up, but the car behind you attempts to fishtail you. Can you make me a quick Dex drive to remain on the road? You lose. You take a dice penalty of 1 to this check.
On top of being unskilled, so I'd be.
Yes.
Nope.
Okay. The car fishtails you. It's a fairly mundane-looking car. Just looks like a pretty old Volvo, actually. Doesn't look like anything too special. There's really just a glimpse you've had of it in the through the mirrors. But you go careening off the road and slam straight into a nearby lamppost. I'm actually going to check driving rolls real quick, because I don't know how much damage you take from this.
If it's any consolation, it's more than I want to.
I mean, fair. It's always going to be more than you want to. Why don't I just load? Please load for me. Oh my god, just open. Okay. I think you're wearing a seatbelt, so you don't have to roll athletics to go flying out of the vehicle. I'll give you that. You will, however, take a bashing from the impact. As the car smashes into the lamppost.
Ouch.
And you, needless to say, the front half of the car just kind of crumples. This car's it's a fairly well-designed car. It's a pretty safe car to be in a crash, but the front half of the vehicle still shunts backwards a little bit. The glass on the windscreen still shatters, and you still take some minor injuries.
Okay. Can I try to scramble from the car?
Yes, you can.
I'm going to open the door and try to scramble around the door so I have some sort of cover.
Okay, you begin to scramble around the door. Volvo is just remaining on the road. You can see its headlights actually turns to face you, and then it'll begin to park up behind your car. Your now pretty busted up vehicle.
So the driver of the car is looking at me.
You can't really see the driver. The headlights are pretty blinding.
Well, I'll activate awe.
Okay. You activate power of majesty.
Yes.
And if they weren't looking at you before, they certainly are now.
Yep. I'm fine with that.
two figures get out of the car. One is a fairly bulky-looking man, late 20s.
Okay.
Looks like he does a lot of heavy lifting at the gym. Fairly lightly dressed though, fairly casually dressed.
Are they vampires?
No, you don't register them as vampires when you look at them. The other figure is a bit more wiry. He's actually a little bit younger. Looks like he's in his mid to early 20s. And is much more proportionally built. And is wearing casual clothing as well.
Are you two okay?
Yeah, we're just fine. Sorry about the crash. Was all bad.
Well, I'm new to the country. How do you deal with the crash here? Do we need to call the police?
Yeah, no, that's no problem. They seem a bit uncertain as to how to react. Perhaps the effects of your majesty?
Possibly. Well, can you do me a favor and come over here and give me a hand? I'll use confidant.
Oh, okay.
And it's presence plus empathy plus majesty versus their resolve plus blood potency.
Yeah.
Presence. I gotta look at this up. Presence plus empathy 9.
Okay, minus. You lose 2 dice. That is the resolve plus blood potency. Which one, by the way? Is it the man who's talking is the more proportionally built gentleman?
That'll be the one. Yeah. Then it is 9 with the minus 2, 90, 10, greater than or equal to 8. 3 successes.
Ah, don't forget, 10s explode.
Oh, I have 2 of 10s. Oh, 2 d10. Oh,
unfortunate. That could have been exceptional. Okay, well, you successfully plant your powers within him.
The vampire successfully charms his victim. She gains the charmed condition.
So he says, "Oh yeah, sure. I'm really sorry, man."
Well, I don't know. It kind of seemed like you hit me on purpose. No offense. I mean, were you looking at your phone or what?
To be honest, don't tell anyone. But yeah.
Why? Did I do something?
Nah,
I didn't cut you off or anything, did I?
Look, I'm really sorry. Okay, but the guy I work for, they got a tip. They said we had to intercept the someone carrying a message. We tracked it to you. We're really sorry. I mean,
you sure?
If you give us the message, I mean, we'll pay like double for the vehicle damage. We're so sorry. I mean, I shouldn't have signed up to this job. That's such a bad idea.
What's your friend's name? The big guy.
Oh, he's Leslie. Nice guy actually. I mean, he's got the whole beefy folk look going, but he's actually a really nice guy.
Hey Leslie, can you check in the trunk and see if I have a jack to see so we can get under here and see if this is workable? I'm gonna try it again.
You're gonna use it on him now?
Yeah.
Okay. Roll again. Minus 3 dice this time. It's a slightly stronger world.
Slash roll. No, that's fine. If you were to say minus like a bajillion, I'd be fine with that.
Trust me, there are characters in this game where it will be roll a chance die.
Two
Okay.
successes, one is a 10/rule.
Hey man, if you get two tens and then get another success, you could get it. I've seen stuff like that happen before.
Nope. All right, just the 2 successes.
Unfortunately, you get good luck on your initial roll, but terrible luck on your bonus dice.
That's fine.
Yeah. Sure thing. We should have one in the back. We have it for situations like these.
Who hired you, by the way?
I really shouldn't tell him that. Fuck. It's fine, really.
Give me a second here. I want to make sure so
look,
I'm not.
We don't really.
Well, if you were to tell me, it would break the charmed.
Yeah, it would.
Oh no, that's how he gets the beat.
It would remove his charm. Not immediately, but he would resolve it. So he would fall out of his charm probably within a few minutes. Granted, vampire lore isn't really that well defined. It's just how the mechanic works.
Right. Well, that's why I like Majesty more than Dominate, because it feels much more subtle.
It's... We work for a guy called Greg.
Greg?
Kind of, yeah. He's like he's a minor player in the London criminal circuit.
Yeah, that's not a problem. I appreciate you telling me. He's not going to get in trouble.
I think he's just like. I mean, as long as it remains between us, should be fine. Just saying. I feel really bad about this. This is such a monumental fucking error. I mean, I need to break away from Greg. Really, it's been years in the making. Like I'm only here for the money. Oh my god, he's gonna be so pissed.
How much is he paying you?
Though. Fuck.
How much is he paying you?
I mean, this was a pretty handsome gig. It was like a few grand. It was seriously good cash for us. This would have been a real step up for us if we would have been able to pull it off. I don't know, man.
Do you have a bank account?
I don't. Pardon?
Do you have a bank account?
Yeah. Why?
I want to pay you what he's offering you and a little bit more to take a vacation. You and Leslie both. I don't want you getting in any trouble. That would bother me.
Oh, no fucking way. This is a joke, man. This is a joke, right? There's no way. We literally just crashed your vehicle.
That's fine. Vehicles have insurance.
We should be paying you, not the other way around. I'm gonna have to pay out the ass for the insurance in your vehicle. It's a pretty nice car.
It's fine. It's going to get taken care of. But I'd rather you be safe, because you sound like this guy's kind of not the kind of person that's going to take too kindly to any of this, unless you want to come work for me instead.
Yeah. Like, nobody fucks with Greg. Greg's pretty serious business.
All right. Well, let's. Greg, is it Greg? G-R-E-G?
Nah, he's called Greg. G-R-I-G. Seems to be like more of an alias than anything else.
Oh. Greg, okay. Okay, well, no, I'd like to do right by you guys. It was an accident, or a poor judgment. I was young once. He says, looking barely older than them. How much did he pay you guys? Each.
He was paying 5k each for the job, so 10k total. It's weird. He normally doesn't pay out that hard. That's some pretty serious cash.
It is. How much for the car? How damaged is their car?
This is only really dented.
Okay.
Most of your main damage comes from you crashing into a lamppost. Where they fishtailed you isn't actually that badly damaged.
Right.
If you had any real skill with car mechanics, you could probably buff it out and be fine. But you probably might want to take it as a mechanic because it's probably not something you could fix on your own. But it is
Right.
minor damage. It's not significant.
But
You
it's
could easily
drivable
drive
right
it.
now. Okay.
Yeah. The only real risk is the left-hand light going out. Like they probably damaged the light. That's really the only issue.
All right. I'll type some stuff into my phone and show him over my phone. I'm like, just put your banking info in here.
Are you serious? Is
Yes.
this fucking real? Holy fucking shit! I guess I'm glad I took this job. Hot damn! Dude, what's your name? Who are you? You fucking crazy.
Nah, man. I just understand when you have to do things to live.
Oh man, I won't forget this, dude. So you give me your name. You give me your name. Are you a fucking solid? This is fucking serious. Like, I never expect anything like this. This is unreal. I can't believe this. You're an absolute saint, man.
Mm-hmm.
He'll put in his banking info. I'm
gonna transfer money to him.
Leslie's like saving our goddamn asses here, mate. Can't lie. There's a serious payout for us.
Not a problem, man. Just be safe.
Yeah, could probably put Greg behind us all this. You do any work of your own? Like you hire? You look like a to-do gentleman.
Yeah, but I need you to go take a vacation. Here's a phone. I'll write down a phone number for him. Call this number when in a couple months. I give you enough extra money to go on a pretty good vacation. Just call that number in a couple months when you come back, and I'll get you hooked up with work. Less dangerous work than this.
Love to hear it. Gotta be honest. Never really did love the game. Needed to get out. Shit was catching up with me.
Always does.
Really don't know why I've been so open with you, but I don't know, man. You've been real light of the day, one night, I guess. Well, hey, Daryl, guess I'm taking my kids to the Bahamas for a week.
All right.
Alright.
You guys good? I'm gonna head out.
Yeah. You want us to wait here for the AA truck, or you good?
I'm gonna call AAA. They'll be fine. I'll get it towed.
AA.
Or AA there. Sorry.
Yeah, it's AA here.
All right. I'm going to, as I'm walking off, I'm going to keep my left eye kind of watching them because I don't want them coming up and just clobbering me or something.
No, they're good. You kind of maintain the charm by giving them massive incentive. Now it's not really a massive cost for them to screw their guy over because you're giving them money to do it.
And I might get retainers out of it later, I felt, so it's kind of a win-win-win.
Yeah, so you're going to continue walking down?
Yeah, I'm going to continue walking over. I'm going to call my sire, or my mentor.
Yeah.
Tell her what happened. Tell her where the car is.
You okay, Victor?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just getting this dropped off.
What happened? You sound like you're on the street.
Oh yeah, the car. Someone named Greg sent some people after me after the message. So they fishtailed me off the street. Unfortunately, I damaged your car. I'll of course repay the cost. That your car is located here.
No need. I have
I'm
like
just.
a dozen vehicles.
I understand. I just. I still don't. A little annoyed at the moment. I'm going to finish this up and then. At this point, not get myself killed by Jonathan next. So this will be fun.
Jonathan.
Yeah, I got to head over to the side of I forget what it's called now. Wandsworth.
Careful, that place is uncharted territory for us.
I
Ever
know.
since Jonathan took it, at least.
I've seen Jonathan. I haven't met him face to face, but the best I can do is tell him the truth. I'm not there to cause any trouble, or I'm not there on Invictus business or Covenant business at all. And if he runs into me, I mean, it's a pretty large area still. I mean, so it's possible he doesn't immediately know I'm there.
Yeah, be quick. If you're gonna go in, get out.
I am.
Within the minute.
Um,
I've heard stories about that place.
I have not yet, but I'm going to try here. Are there taxis in London?
Yeah, there are. There are plenty of taxis. Taxi business is huge in London.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to get a taxi.
Yeah, no problem. You just hold out your hand. In a few minutes, a taxi is there, ready and waiting.
And I will, try to get the rest of the trip going.
You head over to. You start heading over. You begin to head into Wandsworth in about 15 minutes.
I'm fighting the urge really bad not to be a horrible, horrible person right now. Because one of the big things, the phone I have actually has, I have key logging software on it. So I could just pretty much take all that money back from them if I wanted to. But I'm not going to.
Okay. When you head into the west side of Wandsworth, you feel very strange. Very, very strange. It's one of the most prominent. You felt this. Your beast becomes very rattled. It's very nervous. This doesn't happen often.
No.
It usually happens when you're in a kindred's feeding grounds.
Oh, okay.
So there are a lot of feeding grounds in London, but
yeah, but this is he's marked his territory pretty hard. Then is what you're saying.
The beast can tell these things, these details, and no, it doesn't want to be here. It's more rattled than normal. It's nervous. You've never really felt your beasts really get this anticipated before. Get this sensitive over a kindred feeding grounds. It's unusual. But you begin to enter further into Wandsworth, and you begin to enter the western side of it, like the far western side. I'm going to need you.
Oh no. This never ends well for me.
I need you to make me oh boy. I need to make me 2 rolls.
Okay.
First, I need you to make me a frenzy check. Because you'll be shudders and then screams.
What's a frenzy check?
Frenzy check is resolve plus composure. You take a 2 dice penalty.
Oh, so a chance die.
Resolve plus composure should be more than 2 dice.
It's 3 dice. Sorry. So 1 die. Still, there's pretty much a chance die.
Wait a second. It shouldn't be that low. Oh wow, it is that low. Okay, fine. Yeah, that's fine. So it's 1 dice. You can spend.
I was just gonna say,
Spending
is there something I can
willpower
spend a
does
willpower?
not. Spending willpower does not give you bonus dice. What it does do is it allows you to hold off a frenzy for a turn, but eventually you will have to roll until either the provocation is. You'll either have to roll or get out of range of a provocation.
I just rolled a 1 on my 1d10.
Oh dear. Well, that's not a dramatic failure because. Well, it wasn't a chance die. We are going to frenzy inside this taxi.
Can I spend that willpower to say, stop here, toss him money, and get out of there and like run somewhere?
You can hold off the frenzy for a single turn, which is about 6 seconds. 5 to 6 seconds. You can keep spending willpower. Actually, I'm not sure because you already rolled. It might only be pre-roll. Let me double check.
Oh, okay.
Let me double check. Because you can spend willpower to hold off frenzy. It's okay. Yeah, so you can't. So spending willpower also gives you a bonus dice for each willpower spent, but you can't spend willpower retroactively.
Okay.
So you are gonna frenzy.
Okay.
So what is the first thing a frenzying victor would do? The beast's instinct is to get out of the area at all costs.
Probably rip open a door and jump out. While moving.
Claws sprout from your body, and with a burst of strength that you would never have if you were in control. You tear through the door and jump out. The taxi man stops the car, is so shocked he stalls the vehicle and swerves off the road. But you don't care.
I got other things on my mind.
Victor begins running. And he keeps running. You're not sure how far, you're not sure how far you run for, or for how long. But eventually, you regain yourself.
On a good note, I don't have celerity, so I just look like a madman sprinting down the street.
Yeah. When you come out of frenzy, you realize your hands have blood on them. A lot of blood.
Oh, great.
With claws. Your shirt and suit are also splattered with blood. Frenzy is hazy, but you do recall it. You recall how you burst down the street through the alleyway. You recall how a pedestrian, someone coming home from the night, wrong place, wrong time, just happened to find themselves in your path. Your beast wasn't concerned with them, it wanted to get past them, and sort of ripped right through them. You don't know if they're alive or dead. The beast didn't care. But it will be a detachment roll.
Oh, okay. I am learning a whole bunch of new stuff this game. What is a detachment roll?
You don't know if you killed them, so we'll treat it as an impassioned assault, which will say is a humanity 5 check.
Alright, let me see what that is. Detachment.
So, depending on the level of humanity that the breaking point is at, depending on the level of the breaking point, so it's a level 5 breaking point, you get a different amount of dice. You also have a touchstone. A touchstone gives you 2 extra dice. If you have multiple touchstones, you get 3 extra dice on a roll. A humanity 5 breaking point. You roll 3 dice plus the 2 from your touchstone. So you roll 5 dice for detachment.
Greater than 8. 1 success.
You succeed. You hold on to your empathy. You feel the pangs of guilt that come with assaulting a random stranger. Part of you wants to justify it as the beast doing it, not you. But ultimately, someone got hurt because you lost control.
Right.
And you know that there's no way to spin that. That said, the beast also reasserts some degree of control over you because of this. You gain the bestial condition. As your beast compels a humanity to withdraw, you can feel it tug on you. And now you're left with a dilemma. You can attempt to re-enter that territory, but you know whenever you do, it seems to cause your beast to rouse itself. And now you are even less prepared to face it than you were before. You could attempt to reach out to the owner of the domain. Maybe if they permitted you entry, they would have a solution for you. Maybe it wouldn't affect you. Maybe they'd be able to stop whatever's happening. Maybe the letter's for them. There's no real way to tell that. The letter has a drop-off, it doesn't have a recipient.
Right.
But the drop-off is within that area. That's a problem.
I'll call my mentor again. Do you happen to know Jonathan's number?
Jonathan's what?
Jonathan, is that his name? The gangrel?
Okay, why are you trying to call Jonathan of all people?
Well, I can't seem to enter his domain, it caused me to lose control.
Can't you communicate through animals or something?
Oh, I can't, because I'm a terrible gangrel.
Yeah, fuck your sire. I don't know Jonathan's number.
Okay.
There's not really much I can
No, that's fine.
ask around. Jonathan is renowned for almost never showing his face outside of Wandsworth. You know that, right?
Yeah, if I saw him at Shade's place once.
You could knock on the proverbial door, I suppose. I'm not really an expert on the powers of the gangrel. I'm not a scholar on our kind.
Understand. I just was asking. It's not a big deal. I'm not upset that you don't.
Really, you sound upset. In fact, you
No, I'm
sound
just.
heavily. You sound pretty rattled, Victor. What happened?
It's just. I don't lose control very often. Oh, what does Bestial give me, by the way?
Bestial.
Bestial. Character is in primal.
You're in a very borderline feral state. You're still sapient. You're still you, but you're impulsive to a very extreme degree. If someone even looks at you wrong, you get violent. If
Great.
someone looks at you in a frightened fashion, you get violent. If the lights flicker, you get skittish.
Right. Okay.
Uh, why the fuck does she want to talk with Jonathan? Jesus.
I would get permission to come onto his land. Maybe he could stop it from affecting me emotionally.
There are stories of kindred who can only enter certain spaces with invitation. It's worth a shot.
I don't know how to proverbially knock on the door though, so I'll figure it out. Thank you. I'm sorry to bother you again.
It's no concern, Victor. Just be careful. I don't know Jonathan that well, and if he looks at you, if he takes it the wrong way, just leave. It's not worth dying over something as insignificant as this.
Understand. I'll head back. Start heading that direction. I'm gonna remove my outer coat and stuff and try to clean off the blood, of course.
You have a hell of a time trying to clean off any blood, to be honest. You don't really have detergent on you. It's not something you can just kind of wash off. You probably need to ditch your shirt and your suit. You'll probably be walking around shirtless.
That's fine. I look like a weirdo right now. It's all good.
You do. You look very strange.
I'm haunted at the moment too, so we're all good. Now, let's see what kind of calls I can make here.
So you begin walking back towards the area. You know when you're close because your beast begins to get more and more anxious as you approach, afraid and violent. And you know when you're just on the threshold because you can tell when your beast is at that tipping point, when it peaks. Right. It's had enough.
I'm going to try to mentally knock. I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out here.
The beast forces you back before you can approach. But you find yourself, you're not really at any specific landmark. You're really just on a pathway, halfway down a road. There's a couple of stores off to your right, the roads to your left. There's
Are there any
some
clothing
old
stores?
lampposts. There are, but they're all closed. Can always take it forcefully.
Yeah, it's not me.
But you can sort of get a feeling for the sort of metaphysical boundary. You know it's... You begin to walk around a bit. It seems to encompass the area the size of a large park. It doesn't encompass all of Wandsworth, not even close, but it encompasses quite a large area. You kind of begin walking around this boundary, trying to get your bearings. You have to walk around the buildings, and it's a whole mess. Homeless people ask you for change as you walk down the alleyways. So they
I'm trying to avoid contact and eye contact.
They try to play on. Some of them seem to assume you're drunk, but
I'm trying to pull that off a little bit. Like
whenever they reach out to you, you twitch and you scowl at them. Like you're not really. Your beast is really forcing itself on you. You can tell it's already gotten out of the cage once this evening. It doesn't want to go back in.
Right.
And it is pounding. It is pounding at that cage. You can almost feel your rib cage rattle. But you keep going. And eventually, something a little bit strange begins to happen. A few rats begin following you around. They're pretty obvious about it. You didn't notice them before, but now they're not really attempting to hide. There's a slowly growing amount of them. They end up totaling to about 6.
Well, the last time I saw a mouse, it was Jonathan. So I'll honestly straight up look at him and be like, "Are one of you Jonathan?"
Do they squeak at you, as rats do? And they sniff.
If one of you could get a hold of him, that would be great, because I need to talk to him.
They squeak at you, but they just seem to cling to you. They sort of kind of circle you and run around your feet. They don't really stay still. They keep moving. They seem wary of you. Can you make me a quick wits composure roll?
Two successes.
Okay, notice one of the rats. It's a tiny, tiny little bite mark on its body. It's almost entirely covered by the fur.
What does that mean? I'm sorry.
I'm not really sure. It's been fed on, but it doesn't look like the wound's been healed.
Right.
Seems to... If you pay attention, it seems to act as sort of an alpha rat, as it were. Seems to be directing the other rats.
Well, I'm going to look at it and be like, "Can you take me to Jonathan, please?"
It squeaks at you in a very irritated fashion. The way it moves seems to suggest a sort of awareness that the other creatures don't have. It it angrily kind of taps the ground with one of its paws, and actually one of its little claws, it points downward as if telling you to stay.
I'll stay.
The rat will stay near you, this particular rat, but it sends the other rats off to harass one of the homeless folk and scares one of them off. They don't attack him, but they do sort of nibble at his, they kind of nibble him a little bit, they sort of run around him, they try and steal his piece of his cardboard, they just sort of harass him. Eventually just kind of ends up taking back his cardboard and running off. As the rats end up in a bit of a fight with him, but he ends up scurrying
rooting
away.
on the rats at this point.
Eventually, something quite eerie begins to happen. Rats in large numbers begin pouring out of the sewer grates around you. Not a few dozen. What appear to be literally hundreds of rats just running on top of each other, closer to a roiling wave. This is a real swarm. This is the thing that people think about in the past when they consider the Black Death and the Plague. These roaming swarms of vermin as demons. This is what this looks like.
Great.
An actual tide of vermin. And then they begin to climb on top of each other and even begin to meld with each other.
Oh, that's so creepy.
It is distinctly unnatural. This strange amalgam of many creatures begin to gather and fuse. As they all knit themselves together. As unsettling as it is, seamless. And before long, they take the form of the man you've been looking for. What you want?
Hi, Jonathan.
Why are you fucking with the boundaries of my turf? Because if I recall, someone matching your fucking description was there when I confronted the keeper about it.
Yeah, I was there.
So why the fuck are you here? You of all people should fucking know.
Not to come hunting you on your turf? You're correct. I'm not here hunting you on your turf. I have to go to this place on your turf to deliver a message, and then I'm going to leave if you allow me to.
You don't need to go anywhere on my turf, friend. That's not how any of that works. Why? And
because
I
made someone a promise that I would do something for them, and their request was deliver this to this place, and that's what I was trying to do. I wanted to do so as civilly as possible because I don't want your turf. I don't want to bother you. I feel bad that I bothered you at all.
Yeah, sounds like you made a pretty serious error in judgment, delivering somebody that sort of promise. So who sent you? You spare me the bullshit. I can smell
No,
it
I
from
don't
a
do
mile
bull.
away. I don't need to be Maquette to know when somebody's lying to me.
I don't lie.
Good. That's a good quality to have. Wish more people had it.
Yeah. I'm trying to decide whether or not that the person would want me to tell you, and I don't want to break confidence with people that I owe favors to.
Given the
Just
appalling
trying to figure out.
Given the appalling fucking state of this city, they probably don't want you to know, but I'm not really down for people playing games in my territory. Particularly when I've worked extremely hard to keep it safe and the people inside it safe. It's not a football for people to kick around. And
I
it's
understand.
not the Invictus's playground.
I'm not trying to play there, Jonathan.
Well, you still haven't answered my question.
I know. I'm still trying to decide whether I should.
You probably shouldn't, but if you want to get done what you need to get done, you're going to. Because I'm not letting you in otherwise, and you've already found out the hard way that you can't get in.
Yeah.
I'm quite curious as to why someone sent you here at all, to be honest. Sounds like some sort of sick joke, like they're asking you to die.
It's possible. I've already done so once. If I did again, that would be whatever.
It's usually what they do with you sort of folk. They sort of send in goons and proxies to get killed, make it look like they're dealing with a problem when they're really just sending people off to their deaths, troublemakers, problem children, that sort of thing. Fashioning me like some sort of pseudo executioner. Sick.
But I'm not a troublemaker or a problems person that I'm aware of.
I mean, you're here, you're pushing the boundaries of my turf. You're a gangrel. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Dan, you've been sent here by someone significantly older and more powerful than you, and I don't really need any evidence to prove that because that's how this has worked for fucking centuries.
No,
I
you're
don't really need
not
to be
wrong.
around. Yeah. So I don't want to screw you because you're literally being kicked around like fucking like some Kindred's new favorite toy, I'll be honest.
Yeah. Yeah.
But at the same time, can't trust someone into my territory if they're not completely honest with me. Particularly given my particular background.
I
Don't
don't know your
really
background.
fun.
I said I don't know your background. I know that you said people were hunting you to hurt you or try to kill you, and you wanted that to stop.
More like harassment at this point. Long since given up trying to kill me.
Well, I didn't mean to harass you. That was the least of what I wanted to do. It was the only way I could think of to get to the place I needed to get, though, and I apologize for that.
Well, where are you supposed to be going? Because if the destination isn't my territory, you can just walk around, and everybody knows that.
I'll tell them the address. I don't care.
Okay, that's fucking weird. There's no kindred in this territory but me. So unless it's something to do with mortal connections, and I'll be honest, I've more or less since dealt with all of that shit. One of the first things I had to deal with when I came here.
I don't know. I'll tell you who sent me if you really want me to. It was Shade.
Shade, huh?
Yeah. So I figured it's something mortal related, or she just wanted to get me killed, which is fine too.
Or fuck with
It's
you.
unfortunate. Yeah, fuck with me. I apologize to inconvenience you. If you don't want me to go in there, I understand.
Yeah. No. Why Shade sent you? What's your connection to her?
She controls all the clubs in the city, and I wanted a club in my hotel. And so part of me being able to do that with her permission, so I didn't get her as an enemy, was to do her a favor.
So, what you're telling me is that you wanted to open up your own complex, your own domain, effectively. She deals with the red tape, you fund it, then you get sent over here to deal with me.
Yeah.
Man, sounds like if you died here, she'd get a free hotel.
Sounds about right.
Then again, her and I do have correspondence from time to time. We're not really close. I don't really like how she does things, as I'm sure you're already aware.
Right.
But I respect her independence. It's better than being part of a covenant. There's more integrity in it. I mean, I feel kind of bad for saying this to a guy who's bloodied and shirtless, but I feel like it's kind of fucking obvious, given that you are bloodied and shirtless, and you have literally been used as somebody's fucking errand boy.
Yeah.
I'll stop rubbing it in. To be honest, I feel pretty bad for you. I don't really like this sort of thing. She should really just come down here herself if she wants to talk. Oh, you can tell her that, by the way, when you call her again.
Okay. Well, like I said, sorry to disturb you.
There's no problem. Just give me the letter. I'll deal with it.
I'll give him the letter.
So you got so roughed up. You okay?
I'm fine.
You sure? You look rattled. I know someone who's been challenged by the beast. We all suffer from the curse.
I'm fine. I need to just clear my head and get home.
Something happened out there?
Oh, someone was sent to try to kill me or to retrieve the letter before it got to you. So someone wants to know apparently the letter's important to somebody. And then this, so yeah.
Who tried to stop you?
Someone by the name of Greg sent two thugs to crash my car and try to get the letter.
Greg. Name doesn't really ring a bell, but sounds like some sort of criminal alias.
Yeah.
Oh, tell you what. Considering you're wandering around shirtless and bloodied, you're kind of a threat to the masquerade. So I'll welcome you into the main and you can have a change.
I appreciate that.
It's not good to bottle it up. It's not healthy. It causes you to snap. And you'll do so much more damage. It's not worth it.
Understood. All right.
He's gonna lead you into he's gonna lead you to a it's gonna lead you to a small nondescript house. attached. It was kind of stuck in between two other houses. Looks fairly working class. Nothing spectacular. Unlocks it, lets you in. The effects of this place on the beast are faded.
Right.
So, ain't got nothing as fancy as what you were probably wearing. You just kind of look at your trousers.
Doesn't matter.
Did you ditch the clothing? And is someone injured or dead? That I should know.
Sorry, what was that?
Is someone injured or dead? And did you ditch the clothing?
I ditched the clothing, and I do not believe they were dead, but I don't know for sure. It's my fault. I'll deal with it. Deal with the consequences. I'm sorry.
Were you?
There is a very defeated aspect to him right now.
Well, I get it. It's pretty fucking hard. And it never really stops.
Right.
The only person who can really make it better is yourself. It's kind of why I went independent to begin with.
Well, from what I understand, you're a fairly powerful individual. I don't have the kind of power that allows me to do that without. Well, I probably could, but not everybody can.
Yeah.
I don't think
Reasons.
they care enough about me.
I mean, people didn't care about me for the longest time. Kindred are predisposed towards hating each other. Beast drives us to act in our own self-interest time and time again. Establish some mandatory pecking order. Not unless you hang on for dear life.
Right.
And a lot of us just give that sort of thing up. Move on. Power beats compassion every time.
Right. I'll change with whatever clothes he allows me to use.
He's got some shitty, like, bland, non-brand t-shirt. It's something, but it's not great. You still look a bit out of the ordinary, but at least you have clothes now.
No, I appreciate it. If there's anything I can do for you, please let me know.
As the last thing I want to do is involve more people in my struggles.
Okay.
It's not.
The offer's still there. Was the note worth anything? Was the note actually worth anything that she had me give you?
It was an interesting read. It's not something she wants to publicly discuss, but then again, Alara is the sort of person who never wants to publicly discuss anything.
Understood.
It's stupid, to be honest. She could get a lot more done if she was just more honest with people. It's kind of weird, elders.
I don't know.
For all their power, they're perhaps more.
I've only been doing this for about 5 years, so I have no idea.
I mean, I've been doing it for about 10. 10 and a half. I'm not that old. Kind of young, to be honest. Or really young.
I hope in the next 5 years I learn how to do the stuff you do, because You at least have some semblance of freedom.
I mean, I'm both cursed and blessed in a way. How I am is kind of a mystery. People don't really escalate to the level I do at my age. Like a lot of things I can do are a bit of a mystery to other kindred. Come in handy, but nobody ever wanted anything to do with it.
Right.
You look after yourself.
You too.
And next time, next time you approach my domain, then use a car. Come walk in.
Okay.
The barrier will make itself clearer that way. You won't have a chance to avoid it if you use a vehicle.
Okay. I appreciate that. I will do my best not to ever bother your domain again, though.
Well, I can't. I've got to be honest. I'm kind of glad to hear that. I just want to be left on my own. I'm just kind of left.
Well, if you ever decide to be extroverted, I'll hand him a card for my hotel. I was like, "You're welcome here. I have rooms that are vampire friendly, and you can stay for free."
Good to know. Good to know.
It's got jazz. I don't know what kind of music you like, but jazz seems smooth, so I went with that. Well, thank you for the shirts. I hope you stay well.
Stay safe out there. I'm gonna head out myself.
I will do my best.
Where do your friends at?
Huh? Oh, I tell him.
Right. I'll see you around.
Later. And I leave.
He does too. He disperses into a flock of crows.
That's such a neat power. I will call for a cab again. And I will call Shade. Let her know it's delivered.
Ah, Victor, my boy, how are you doing? I assume the job is done?
It is.
Excellent, excellent. No troubles, I assume, for a man of
Nope.
your candor and capability?
Nope, everything went perfectly.
Is he sarcastic?
Yes.
My poor boy, you sound so downtrodden, please. Tell dear Alara what is the matter. What happened?
Nothing. He has the ability to create a barrier around his domain that speaks to deep inside of us to make us not want to enter.
Of course. It is the purview of the gangrel and the venture both. You should know this. You're a gangrel, are you not?
I am. I just have never done that.
There's a kind of odd silence over the phone. It lasts for a few seconds. That's anything. Anything else?
Nope. All good. He, what did he say? Oh, he said next time be more direct, I think, or something.
Oh, Jonathan's always direct.
Yeah.
To break into Elysiums and violate them and bash down doors. Honestly, you could really drop the thuggish demeanor. It's actually quite pleasant when you get to know him.
Nope, that's it. Oh, did I tell you about the someone tried intercepting me? They work for a person named Greg.
Absolutely no idea who that man is, but I'll look into it. Well, thank you for passing that information on to me. I'll be sure to address it. It was a shame to hear you were intercepted. Do you know how we managed to intercept you?
No. They said that they were paid to. I don't know how they found out it was me, but they were paid to find someone to stop them from delivering a message.
Hmm.
And they were supposed to take it from me. Since I didn't look in the message. I don't know what it's about, and I'm sure that means something more to you.
Interesting. Interesting indeed.
Yeah.
Well, it appears I have some house cleaning to do. I shall see you later. Victor, consider your black rent for this month paid. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
And the line will go dead.
All right. I'll just head home at this point.
Okay. You get a text from Blair asking you if you're okay.
I text, I'm fine. Thank you for asking. I will see you soon.
Cool. Glad to hear it. Smiley face.
Smiley face, emoji. All right.
And
Yep.
yes, you head home, driving away into the night.
So how does London have like a whole bunch of cameras everywhere pretty much?
There's a lot of cameras, yeah.
Mm,
Borderline surveillance state.
yeah.
You can see why some are kept, for instance.
Makes sense.
But yes, with that, you will head home and get some well-deserved rest and a new suit. And
Yep.
that, as well, we'll call this scene. Thank you, watchers, watching. We'll see you all next time. Goodbye.